All right, hey man, this is Ashton with Freedom Fitness. I'm going to show you how to do the 2 repairs that we were talking about to the Precor Elliptical. So I'm going to send you a couple of things. I'm going to send you a battery, I'm going to send you some screws, I'm going to send you some retaining clips, and I'm going to send you a right shroud. All of that should get your elliptical back to looking much, much better. All right, so this is where the battery goes. The battery is a 12 volt, 7 amp battery. The battery looks like this. You can see the battery here. It's held in place by a metal piece. You just take a little Phillips screwdriver, take that piece out, and the battery should pop right out. Make sure you unhook the connection terminals just so it doesn't rip a cord or something. Also, I think everything's coded red and black. Make sure you put the red wire on the red terminal and the black wire on the black terminal. So once you have unscrewed that little metal retaining piece, unhooked the battery, you can just slide it out, slide this new one back in, hook up the terminals, put that retaining piece back in. And by the way, that metal retaining piece, you don't need to put it back in place. You can leave it loose, that's fine. And then the shroud on the front here is just held in place by 4 little Phillips screws. 1, 2, 3, 4. So screw those back in, and then you're done. Okay, I'm gonna flip this guy around, and we're gonna go to the back. All right, one thing you'll notice about your current situation is you've got 2 shrouds on either side. All you should need to do with these shrouds, as long as everything is flat and level and in place, is slide them to the right to take them off, or put them on and slide them to the left. You don't need a screw in the back. These aren't going anywhere. So that's all you need to do. So when I send you the new shroud, just make sure all of the tabs are in place. Put your fingers where the tabs are. Put your fingers on the slots right here to line everything up. Okay? Make sure everything's even and in place, and then tilt it to the left. And then do the opposite for the right side. That's all you should need to do. Now, if you want to put a screw in, I'll send you some screws. You're gonna need to unscrew this top portion. So if you try to lift this up like you did in the photo, it'll crack everything behind here, so don't do that. So unscrew the bolt here and here. You can take this off. And when you do, there's a little rusted retaining piece that it's called I think it's called a retaining pin. It looks like this, it's U-shaped. Just slides right under here, and it's threaded, so that allows the bolt to catch on something as you're screwing it in. So I'm gonna send you 2 retaining clips. They're gonna go on either side here on this top piece. And then you'll put those on, slide those onto the bottom. Make sure everything is in place and secure and tight. You're gonna put your shroud on, like I mentioned, lining everything up, twisting to the left, so now it's secure and in place. And then you'll screw that screw into that retaining clip so that everything here is secured. And that makes sure that absolutely nothing will fall off. But again, you don't necessarily need the screw. The other thing is, again, make sure that when you do take off this top piece when you're putting in that retaining clip, because I don't want anything back here to crack or the top piece of this to crack. So make sure you take out the screw that's here and here on either side of this top piece, and that should lift up. This top piece doesn't need to be replaced because from the photos I saw, all of the gaps and everything are intact. You just need to make sure that this back portion is popped back into place and it's perfectly level, so that when you put the shrouds on either side, it all lines up properly. But it will, when it's all aligned properly and everything is in place, the whole unit will just snap together. So again, multiple steps here. Take this top piece off, install your retaining clips on either side, put this back piece on, install the screws on either side. Okay, so now you should have a completely round plastic piece here. Make sure there's nothing that's out of alignment. Pop plastic back into place if it needs to be popped into place. Then take your shroud, use your fingers to line up the holes, okay, and then twist, okay, and now it shouldn't come off, okay, and then you can screw your screw right in here. You've got enough catch on the plastic to where that screw should hold. And then do the same thing for the other side. It's just the opposite direction. Just make sure everything's aligned, pop it in place. So I'm gonna send you a right shroud, I'm gonna send you a battery, I'm gonna send you 2 clips, and I'm gonna send you 2 screws, and that should take care of you. Thanks.